can't believe you said that. I don't know where you think you are. This is a freedom rally where we speak truth to power. You might not like me. You don't got to invite me back. You can keep the check. It looks like that the American dream has a sign on it that says rich and white only. And so young people look at us and they say, boy, I'm not rich. I might not be white. How can I take my dream when it's easier for me to go to prison than it is for me to go to college? How can I take my place in a dream where it's easier for me to go to a liquor store than to find a job? How can I take my place when I've given up hope on the American dream? I sit down and I look around and become a product of my unfair environment. So young people, we function, but we are not working. We're living, but we're not alive. We're married, but we're not loving. Educated, but we're not learning. In America, but not American. How can I take my place when I don't even know my place? Well, the legacy of Dr. King that day when he died and was laying in that blood, the idea of freedom that he died for, said that you could rise up and take your place on the ideal of America. Because the ideal of America says, young people, that each and every one of you, I don't care what side of town you were born on, all men, all women, every American citizen has the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. You know that should have won the Golden Globe. You know Pursuit of Happiness should have won the Oscar. All Americans have a right to go after anything that you want to. I can rise up on the ideal of America. But not just the ideal of America, but young people, when you feel like you don't belong somewhere and people look at you like you crazy for being there, like some people looked at me this, what that young guy doing here? Well, yeah, what's his name? I don't have a name, but I got a message. What in the world? When they look at you and say, what are you doing here? You say, I know my history. And when I look at history, I can see the contribution, the invaluable contribution that people who look like me have made to America. That if it wasn't for people like me, there would be no America. How can you tell me I can't take my place when without me you wouldn't have a place? Where would we be without Richard Pryor? Where would we be without Miles Mabley? What would we think about without W.E.B. Du Bois? What would we be without the mop, the street sweeper? Where would we be without the stop sign and the windshield wiper? All of these things have been contributed in this country by people of color. And so with that understanding, I can rise up and take my place in America. But you know what? I got to say this because I heard it too many times today. Rising up and taking your place in America doesn't mean that you have to take back from who you are to do it. We are in a generation where everybody's talking about color blindness. Color blindness is an ideology that says color should not matter. That color is not relevant. Do you realize that when you say you shouldn't see color, that you basically saying you shouldn't see me? Because I'm from the James Brown generation, baby. I'm black and I'm proud. Say it loud. Do you realize that when you say we don't see color, that you're trying to deny me my history in America? You don't want to be confronted with the fact that for 400 years we worked for free in this country. You don't want to be confronted with the fact that after that 400 years we couldn't even walk down the same street with somebody that didn't have no color. What you mean colorblind? America is a melting pot. When I think of a melting pot, I think of those Warner Brothers cartoons where the big pig is up on they got the pig up on the cutting board and they chopping up vegetables around him, get ready to throw him in the pot. I ain't in no pot. America is a country that is color rich. In America, you don't have to deny yourself to be an American. It's all right to be a white American. It's all right to be a black American. It's all right to be a Japanese American. It's all right to be a Latino American. No matter who you are, I am an American. I am an American with my collard greens and my chitlins. I am an American with my black eyed peas and cornbread. I am an American with my kinky hair. I am an American. With that understanding, I can go back home and fulfill the legacy. With that understanding, I can rise up above oppression, take my place in hope. I can rise up above fear, take my place in promise. I can rise up above poverty, take my place in prosperity. I can rise up off the mountaintop, take my place in the promised land. Rise up, take your place. Rise up, take your place. Rise up, take your place. Rise up, take your place.
We thank Mr. Boyd White for that.